Have you ever feel like you are just a side character in your own life? When someone denies your personality, dismisses your dreams, tells you you are failed, and laughs at your effort, and slowly you start doubting yourself too. You never even freaking lived. When I heard this harsh criticism of Lexi Howard in Euphoria, I knew I had to stand up and speak for her. Lexi is a quiet girl in high school, spending most of her life in her imagination, taking the smallest moments and turning them into something bigger. While others try to cope with their trauma through dramatic and chaotic lives that attract all the attention, where everyone is drawn to emotional outbursts, the interesting personalities, the ones with a bit of craziness and toxicity. The quiet girl in the room gets ignored. Lexi has always been surrounded by drama and other people's problems, a passive observer in a world she doesn't feel she belongs to. She keeps all that pain deep in her heart until she finally finds the courage to write and direct her own play, Our Life, based on her own experiences. And for the first time, she steps out of the shadows of her friends and her sister and takes center stage. I could see myself now. I'll be the girl no one could ever get, she said. And at that moment, she becomes the most interesting person in the room because she was never boring, she was just unseen. She's more talented than her environment, bigger than what the high school could contain, and more thoughtful than the people who seem more interesting around her. When she decides to take all the pain, trauma, and experiences she went through growing up and turn them into something creative, she becomes the main character of her own life. Lexi shows us something important. If you're not the main character in someone else's story, you write your own. If you feel like you don't belong in this world, you create your own world and become the main character in it. And honestly, I relate to her a lot. I was a quiet girl too, the nerdy one, sitting in the corner daydreaming about my own world. I was separated from my parents at a young age, living with the host family, spending my teenage years in loneliness while watching everyone else live their stories. And then I found makeup. At first, people laughed at me when I tried it on my own, but I didn't stop, because makeup became more than appearance. It became a way for me to express my mood, my thoughts, my emotions, and who I am as a person. Just like Lexi, I found a way to turn my experiences into something creative. She never seemed to fit in, but she doesn't need to. She will create her own story and live a life and future that actually deserve her, because this is your life and you are the main character.